Today we're going to be rating more Final Fantasy cards. We're going to start off with Fire Magic. Oh, this card makes me sick. It's a red instant. It's tiered, so basically like it's a command card. Fire for a 0. Fire Magic deals 1 damage to each creature. Then it's got Fira, which for 2 extra mana, it will deal 2 damage to each creature. And then it's got Faraja for 5 extra mana, deals 3 damage to each creature. Well, like my problem is the first part, like the deal 1 damage to each creature. How much 1 damage pinging does Wizards of the Coast want to keep making? Because like 1 toughness creatures are basically stone cold dead at this point. They're like getting annihilated. They came out with like Plague Engineer and Ren and 6 Bowmasters, Lava Dart. It's hard out there for those 1 toughness creatures, and this thing can upgrade effectively to some sort of like weak Pyroclasm. Anyway, I'm not thrilled to see this. I don't know if it's actually gonna be worth it to see play, especially since well, it doesn't hit players. It can hit creatures, but it doesn't hit players, unlike Bowmasters or Lava Dart. But I think it is I don't know, it just makes me incredibly concerned. Yeah, everything is just kicker. Effectively, it's just different tiers of kicker, from Fire Fira to Faraja and so on. Alex Gibson, Shan Toto, the Tactician Magician. This is a 3 mana 0/4 dwarf wizard. Another dwarf. They got there, and wizard as well. Throw it in your wizard deck. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Shantoto gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. And if X is 4 or more, draw a card. It's a weird one. It's very strange. If X is 4 or more, we draw a card. It's funny. I thought it was going to be something like double its power, but no, it's just going to get +X. So you play expensive spells and you get really big power. It's going to be hard to use because, you know, you have to play with clunky cards to get the power out of this thing. And that means you're only going to be playing like 1 spell a turn. It also means you have to fill your deck with like really, really expensive cards on average. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't even have that many. You can have a balance of small and large. I would say this is very commander playable. It's a wizard. $190 a box? Oh, for Final Fantasy? I have no idea. That sounds cheap, actually. It sounds like a steal for Final Fantasy. Okay, I forgot if we did the Darkness Crystal. Probably not. There's a lot of cards we didn't do. Darkness Crystal. Oh, Dinglebag has a question. Copied spells doesn't count towards this, right? It actually depends how it's worded. Sometimes they're cast. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Shantoto gets +X/+0 until end of turn. I think it depends how it's worded. Some cards say cast the copy. Some cards just say you get a copy. Like Storm, for example, you get a copy of the spell, but you're not I don't think Storm says you cast a copy. Yeah, it would say cast or copy. Exactly. So it all depends. If it says cast, you're in good shape. The Darkness Crystal. Only darkness around here. And some weird hands off to the right. 4 mana legendary artifact. Black spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Well. What is it not? Jet Medallion? Step aside, Jet Medallion, because there's new crystal in town. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and you gain 2 life. Okay, we got some life gain in the house. 6 mana tap, put target creature card exiled with the Dark Crystal onto the battlefield tapped and under your control with 2 additional +1/+1 counters. Oh, we steal it! A little bit of creature steal around here. Okay, this is definitely commander playable. It's not rubbish. I mean, it's a good source of life gain, and it's like a really good source of card advantage. You can even intentionally kill your opponent's creatures and take them from them. Drop Fontaine says, most copies are not cast, but there are some exceptions, like Isochron Scepter. You got that right. Do they have all characters from Final Fantasy 6, like Terra, Locke, Sabin, etc.? Well, we have to see. I think I don't actually know. I don't know how many characters they span. I would think they would try to get everybody, but you know what? There's only so many cards that can go around. Okay, Rated Lex with the super chat. With Aka, traveling merchant. Thank you very much for your super chat, by the way. The traveling merchant. It's a cute card. It's a 2-mana 1/2 human citizen. It is a legendary human citizen. The most legendary of legends. Tap, remove a counter from a non-land permanent you control to draw a card. Oh, you know what? This is going to go hard with the sagas. This is going to go super hard with sagas. So basically, you get the best abilities from your sagas over and over again. You take a lore counter, or what is it? A chapter counter. Take the chapter counter away. What else works with this? I mean, technically suspend, although that's a little bit lame for the most part. This is a cute card. This is a cute card. You know, it's also cheap enough. Maybe it has some serious playability. If it was 1 mana, it would definitely be really good. Anyway, I want to say we should not underestimate this ability because it's unique. It's super unique. So you remove counters, which can benefit you, and you're cashing them in. All right, we're cashing the counters for cards. Who's taking the counters and exchanging them? I don't know. Maybe that's where the proliferate comes from. That's the lore. You take the counters away from your cards, and then you're selling it to the proliferate guy. Oh, do the saga creatures not die? I didn't know that. So what, when the saga reaches the last chapter, they just stay? That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, removing the Dark Depths counters is something cute you could do. I mean, yeah, you could do that. It will take a little while, Steve Cooper. You might be spending all day removing counters from that thing. Trying to get Dark Depths in play the hard way. Why would they stay? That defies all logic. The saga creatures don't die. This is just another chapter of Magic the Gathering cards not making any damn sense, in my opinion. Just going against like the rules of Magic the Gathering. Not sure if it works with suspend. You can't target the permanent while it's exiled with suspend from a non-land. Oh yeah, you're right. Trip Fontaine. I'm way too used to cards that just say remove a counter from something. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You can't remove from stun. You can't remove from suspend. They're not on the battlefield. You would have to remove from... No, nothing. It's just permanents that are on the battlefield. It can mess with my Ether Vial. That's what it can do. Nikachu admits he hasn't played all Final Fantasy games. Well, that's true. I have played a quarter of one. I learned the Saga creatures die to Tishana's Tidebinder the same way Blood Moon kills Urza Saga. That would work, yeah. Because you remove all the abilities. But that's just so weird. The Saga creatures do die? I'm getting conflicting information here. Saga creatures don't die. They do die. I don't know, I guess if you really know, if there's a judge out there, let us all know in the comment section below. Okay, and then moving on. This is a cool card, honestly. It's a unique effect. We don't have cards like this. It's a really unique effect. Okay, Christopher B says there's a new mana rock in town, the Warring Triad. It's a 3-mana 5/5. Mana rocks at 3 mana suck though. That's just a rule in the game. What the hell mana rock is this? It has flying, trample, and haste? Are you kidding me? And it's a 5/5 creature? As long as there are fewer than 8 cards in your graveyard, the Warring Triad isn't a creature. Oh, I see. So I need to fill my graveyard up to make sure that this turns into a 5/5. Tap mill a card, target player adds 1 mana of any color. What a weird card! So I want to do a little self-milling. At the same time, I can add mana for you. I can give you mana. Are you short of mana to do something? Well, I got the Warring Triad over here. I can give you some mana. But hold on, okay, here's a good rules question. If it's not a creature, then am I allowed to tap this for mana immediately? Yeah, I guess I do. I can, it's a mana rock instantaneously. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Shinobin says, I mean, if you take their lore counters to prevent them from reaching their last counter. Oh, I see. That's what you guys were telling me. With Oaka. I get it. Okay. Prevent this. I thought people were just making a statement out there. Okay, that is true. Okay, the saga creatures naturally die. But if you keep removing their lore counter, then they'll never die. Yeah, well, no, but I was just thinking irrelevant because of haste. That only applies when it's a creature, but it's not a creature. But then it's just a regular artifact. And if it's just a regular artifact, okay, then we can tap it for mana. It just confused me a little bit. This is arguably the best 3 mana rock ever printed. You know what? That 100%. This is like every 3 mana rock before this. You know what? If we made a tier list of mana rocks at 3 mana, this would be S tier, and then I think the next grade would be around D, straight to D. There is like nothing in between. They are so bad. So anyway, they power crept the mana rocks at 3 mana. This goes in my gods deck. It is a god. Sounds like a stream idea if you ever heard one. Sure. Oh yeah, 3 mana. I guess we could do one. We've never done, I don't know, maybe we've never done mana rocks. Not that that's an exciting show, but we could do the 3 mana rocks, which historically are terrible. They're just terrible. Okay, do we have any more cards here? There's millions of cards. Mystic Remora and this though. Does that work? I don't get it. I don't know the idea. We have another card, Secret Rendezvous. That sounds like a card that exists, but maybe has its own art. Oh no, hold on. You and target opponent each draw 3 cards. That's not a is that a Final Fantasy card? Oh, it is it though. They made a Final Fantasy card out of this. Okay, so this is a card that already exists, but we now have Final Fantasy art with this. Is this Cloud? Where's this sword? 3 mana sorcery. You and target opponent each draw 3 cards. That's a card. Mr. Grimoire. Oh, Mr. Grimoire and remove an age counter with. Oh, this card is getting better and better the more we think about it. This might be the card of the show. Yeah, Secret Rendezvous was in Strixhaven. Honestly, I don't mind if we are running out of cards, we can look at the reprinted cards. But there's still a lot of new cards. The Baxter with Liss, Hexed. It might be good. It might be amazing. List Hex is a 3 mana 2/2 human rebel monk. You can find this card with Lin Civi. If anyone even knows what that card is. It's got prowess. So non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Ha! Jokes on this card. Almost every card in the deck should probably be 1 mana anyway. As long as you've cast 2 or more non-creature spells this turn, List Hexed has double strike. The card, it's okay. It's okay. I find these two abilities contradict each other because most prowess decks, I don't know, if you look at a prowess deck, it's just mostly 1 mana cards, so the whole non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. It's not going to do anything. It shouldn't, for the most part. And then if you put a bunch of expensive spells in your deck, you're going to make all your prowess cards probably pretty bad. Peanut says, just so you know, Nikachu, it says Final Fantasy, it says which Final Fantasy the card is from in the bottom left corner. Yeah, we learned that, I think, like 3/4 of the way through the last stream. So this one is Final Fantasy 14, if I've learned my Roman numerals properly. 14. How many Final Fantasies are there? I probably should get through every Final Fantasy. I'm just intimidated of getting to Final Fantasy 7, and I gotta grind the crap out of that game. There's a point where, you know, I'm just too old to grind games anymore, that's all. When I was young, I didn't mind spending all day getting from one level, getting my entire party up. Isn't that 16? So I think if the 5 comes first and the 1 comes later, that's 16. But I think if the 1 comes before the big number, it actually subtracts. So am I right or am I wrong here? 16 mainline dozens more total. There we go. Duke Firebird is with me. Final Fantasy 14. Can't anyone just tell from this image? Don't you know where list comes from? I beat chat for once! I beat chat! I defeated all of chat. I learned it from yesterday. All right, that's how quickly I learn as a streamer. There we go. Exactly. It's weird. I don't know why they have to do that with the Roman numerals. Yeah, I don't know my Roman numerals. Who else? Who else doesn't know the Roman numerals? That's okay. Anyway, this card's fine. This card's fine. It'll be a nice splash in your prowess deck, that's for sure. Yeah, it's about time I'm right for once. It's usually I can't defeat chat. Chat is undefeated versus me for the most part. Glumbo with Celis, the Rune Knight. We have a 4-mana 4/4 human wizard knight. When Celis enters, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards plus 1. That's absolutely sick! Whenever one or more other creatures you control enter, if one or more of them entered from a graveyard or cast from a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. What are they doing? This card is bonkers. Discard so you can just discard all the cards you're going to bring back from the graveyard or you want to cast from the graveyard. And it's a lord. Celeste is she's a lord effectively. And even if she dies, like whatever, you get a bunch of +1/+1 counters. What if you reanimate this card? I mean, yeah, it's super gas. I don't know what else to say about this. So it's free. First off, because you discard your hand and you're going to draw 1 extra card to replace the Celeste that you just discarded. So it's at card parity. The cards you put in the graveyard undisputedly is going to have synergy with the graveyard. And as you cast cards from the graveyard, is it when they enter? Whenever one or more creatures you control enter. So it's when they enter, they're also going to get the +1/+1 bonus. And you can play this as your commander at the same time. I wouldn't be surprised if this saw. So the pre-order of this card is like $300. Or hold on, is that just the fancy art? Wow, there's a lot of arts for these things. $300 for this one, pre-order. Oh boy, as of late 2024, there are 16 numbered mainline Final Fantasy games. I thought it went up to 17. The series also features numerous spin-offs, remakes, sequels, and ports, bringing the total number of Final Fantasy games to well over 100. Oh, well, I don't need to play those. I just need to play the main lines. Yeah, great colors for the graveyard stuff, too. You have everything except you're missing green for the most part. You don't need green, but whatever. Dinklebag, well, time to make a new commander deck. I think this card is just, I mean, it could be broken. It's possible that this card is broken. Very good value. Not interactive, but very powerful. Like, the card advantage is insane. There's no greater advantage than the card advantage from your graveyard. Tommy Siddons wants instant noodles. Yes, it's a card. I heard Saffron Olive, not a fan of this card. Not a fan of the instant noodles. Oh, maybe instinct nodes? Oh, I don't think it's on Scryfall yet. That's too bad. Okay, maybe later. Hexenort, summon Knights. Oh, Knights of Round! Isn't this the way you're supposed to beat the Ruby weapon in Final Fantasy VII? There was some. I was fascinated in Final Fantasy VII. There's actual combos, like combos in Magic: The Gathering. Like you can combo your fighting tactics to make infinite loops. I thought that was a fascinating concept in an RPG. Anyway, so was it the Emerald weapon? So anyway, 8 mana for a 3/3 indestructible Saga Knight. Chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Create 3 2/2 White Knight creature tokens. You know that I don't see any weapons getting destroyed by those things. And then when we get to chapter 5, the ultimate end. Other creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Put an indestructible counter on each of them. Honestly, this card sort of sucks. This is terrible. This is so expensive for what's going to be basically 5 power. And then you get like another 2 power and then another 2 power and another 2. This is not a lot of power. This is not like a lot of impact. I mean, you do have an indestructible creature, I guess. And then you're going to make I guess you're going to make them all 4/4s indestructible. That's like millions of turns away, though. Ish in Final Fantasy VII, there are 2 stupid strong weapons, Ruby and Emerald, and yes, Core is the preferred way to win. I heard you like you summon the Knights of the Round combo. I don't know how you do it, but anyway, you combo, and then you just leave the game running for something like an hour or 2, and then when you can come back, you've won. You're not casting it? Oh, you've got some other plans, Cameron. It is an enchantment creature, so if you get into the graveyard, and then you cheat and play with some sort of either... I mean, you could get what... Yeah. It's got to be some easy way to reanimate this. This is still underwhelming, even under reanimating strategies. It's like a like, what do you want? Would you like this, or would you want like an Archon of Cruelty, which is a 6/6 flyer, drains your opponent for 3, you gain 3, your opponent discards, you draw a card, or you want like 5 power in play? Not it's, you know, it doesn't hit the same way. I think all party members from Final Fantasy VI and onwards got a card. Well, then we're gonna look them up. Argent, I flubbed. The card is, oh, it's instant ramen. Oh, it's not instant noodles. Okay, we've got instant ramen. Anyone who's been a student has been very well versed with the ramen. 2 mana for a food flash. When this artifact enters, draw a card. Pay 2, tap, sacrifice this artifact, and gain 3 life. It's not the worst thing in the world. So it's basically a food that it's a food token you cast yourself at instant speed, and you can draw a card off of it. Anyone who made instant noodles, did you add anything to it, or did you just eat it as it was? Did you put the full packet of spice, or did you hold off because it was too hot? Every gamer's superfood. I like that. I like that a lot. Certainly is my food. You know what? I loved spicy food my entire life, but my bowels just can't handle it anymore. I'm now like, if I have spicy food, I do like it, I gotta be home for the next 3 days. Not because I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I'm going to get spontaneous diarrhea somewhere, somehow. And if TJ Callie's like, I'm actually eating instant ramen. I'm watching my food as I eat. Oh, I love that it's an instant. Ramen has flash. I didn't even realize that. You see how they snuck that in there? It's flash noodles because it's instantaneous. Yeah, it says it's instantaneous, but I never felt like I could eat it instantly because like the water is boiling hot. Whatever. I think this could see some play. Because it's a 2-mana rock that draws a card, and if you can regurgitate it from your graveyard, the ETB is. I just want to say the ETB is very strong. Just like random artifact that draws a card is very good. Even better at instant speed, and the fact that you can gain life. I think there's an outside chance that this card sees serious play. Think it'll be a popper staple? I think it could be even higher. I would not be surprised if some deck in Pioneer, or even Modern one day. I probably would be a little bit more niche in Modern, but I could see this. So yeah, it's not a mana rock. It's a 2-mana. It looks like a mana rock. It's a food rock. Sorry, yeah, not mana rock. It's a food rock, a rock of food. But then it gets really soft when you pour the boiling hot water on it. We did summon Leviathan. We did that last show. Oh, do you have something to say about it, though? Probably the only card that could see play in Merfolk if every Mon Horizons card was banned. Probably not still. It was like 6 mana. Was Rock Candy is a card? That should be interesting. Sounds like a Pokemon term, actually, now that I think about it. No, that's Pokemon. That's not Final Fantasy. You get 4 bodies right away for Knights of the Round. Not as I interpret it. Oh, you're right! Mike, I am such an idiot. Okay, that's the buzzer for me. Oh, you create 3 2/2s. Okay, so immediately you do get, what, 7, 6, 9 power in play? Okay, that's better. That's better. Yeah. That's actually a lot better. Yeah, we finally got there. Yeah, I can't read. Oh man, this is a rough show. This is a rough show. I'm losing credibility by the second here. It's a long day. I used to do these shows in the morning, where my brain was more fresh. Now we're doing it in the evening, where it's more dubious. So what do we get at the end? We get 3, 6, 9, 12. We have 13 body. Oh no, actually at the end we lose a body. So we have 12 bodies that are 4/4 indestructible. Bingo sheet for this show too? No, we don't have one. You will have 12 2/2s. It's nuts if you can cheat and play, even indestructible. Well, yes. And until they play Drown, what is it called? Toxic Deluge. They won't feel so smart anymore. Okay, Leon with Zach Fair. Oops, I spelled this wrong. Okay, it's a white 0/1 human soldier. Enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. That's weird. Why not just make it a 1/2? Pay 1, sacrifice Zach Fair. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Put Zach Fair's counters on that creature and attach an equipment that was attached to Zach Fair to that creature. This card looks okay. So it's a decent 1-mana card. Oh, it's legendary, which sort of sucks, but we can work around that. It comes into play. So it's just modular for humans. Because artifacts have had this ability for forever. You can sacrifice your Arcbound Ravager and move all its counters to another creature. So, and then put Fair's counters. So we can buff up Zach Fair and then give it to somebody else. Future Wolf going to remind us, Knights of the Round is the most broken thing in Final Fantasy VII. Because 12 times 9,999 damage you could duplicate. Yeah, I know, we talked about it a little bit earlier. I mean, if you draw another one, just sack, yeah, exactly. You could sack one and play the other. You could play one and then, oh no, you actually, it doesn't if you legend roll, I don't think you get the other ability. You actually have to sacrifice it. I love that Zach works with Sephiroth Fallen Hero. Let's look at that one. Okay, so I think this card's very interesting. Sephiroth Fallen Hero. I don't know if we did this one. We did not. Sephiroth is in all colors, is in black, also is in Boros. 5 mana for a 7/5 human avatar soldier. What makes him an avatar? Isn't he just like a regular person? I guess they're like superhumans. I very loosely know the lore for only Final Fantasy VII. Genova cells. Whenever Sephiroth attacks, you may put a cell counter on target creature. Until end of turn, each modified creature you control has base power and toughness 7/5. So they're all soldiers, right? Equipment auras you control and counters are modifications. The Reunion, pay 3, sacrifice a modified creature, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tap. Okay, so if we sack this, we can sack Zach Fair to Sephiroth's Reunion ability. And then Sephiroth is back and better than ever, frankly. Yeah, legend rule won't work for the Zach. And Leon is like, spoilers. Yeah, man, if you're somehow getting spoiled by Final Fantasy, what's it called? Story. I don't know what you're here for. He's the son of the planet or something. I think he thought that, but it's not actually true. I don't know what the origins of Sephiroth are. I don't know if all these soldiers were like made in a lab like Mewtwo or something. Okay, we're going to look at more of these crazy Final Fantasy cards, but we do have to thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com. If you're looking for any Final Fantasy cards, look no further than FusionGamingOnline.com. I'll tell you why. Because it supports this channel. So when you send them money, you might be sending some money to me, especially when you are using coupon code Nikachu at checkout to save 5% off all your purchases. It also lets them know that I sent you there to help support the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Play the deck any format you want with these Final Fantasy cards to give you your competitive edge to play more decks. It's also a ban list saver. If any of those cards are broken, well, Mana Traders cards are going to get banned, not your cards are going to get banned. And it's cheaper to play a wide range of decks and experiment endlessly in all formats. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_C1Z. And back to Sephiroth and more. Sephiroth and friends. Okay, we have a super chat from Steve Cooper. Together forever. The kissing has been printed. That's illegal in Magic Land. Okay, together. I actually threw a tweet out about this. I threw a tweet out about this yesterday thinking, you know, whatever, this is not a big deal. Ended up exploding. It's got like over 1,000 likes. You never know what'll get popular on Twitter. So it's, anyway, this is not even a new card. It's an old card, a white enchantment. When this enchantment enters, support 2. So you can put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. And you can pay 1, choose target creature with a counter on it. When it dies this turn, return the card back to your hand. Well, the owner's hand, ideally yourselves. But it is the first card ever that it depicts two living human beings kissing. Lips. You see the lips, you see the kissing. So anyway, this is the first. And why there is no kissing in the art, I have no idea. I actually took a look at some Yu-Gi-Oh cards to see if they had any kissing in their art. It's hard to tell. I think they don't have much kissing either. It's just like, why is there no kissing, period, on the art cards? Kissing in my card game? Exactly. I don't know, it's like there's a lot of other cards that show affection, but no kissing on the lips. I always just wondered, maybe that's like too rated R for a children's card game, which doesn't make any sense, because there's like, I'm pretty sure there's kissing in like Disney movies, you know? Yeah, kissing and hand holding? Blasphemy! Anyway, there it is. It's the first. It is. I always wondered, would there be any kissing in Magic the Gathering? It never happened before, but as of today, we now have kissing in Magic the Gathering. So maybe we can get more. We can have monkeys getting it on, but kissing isn't. Exactly. Stop kissing and sacrifice your creatures to the Lord of Darkness. All right, back. Now we got 2 super chats donated from Steve Cooper. These super chats are going to go to... let's give one to Christopher B. Dancers... Chakrams. This is an Infinity card? No, it's a Final Fantasy card. Dancer's Chakrams is a 4-mana equipment. This is a big set for equipment players. It's for dwarf players, but also equipment players. It's got job select. When this equipment enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token, then attach this to it. Which is, it's basically living weapon. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has lifelink, and other commanders you control get +2/+2 and have lifelink. And is a performer in addition to its other types. Oh, I see. You think this is like an Infinity card because of the performer aspect of it. So hold on. So what do we have here? So it's basically a 3/3 lifelink, and your commanders get +2/+2 and have lifelink. Meh. I'm not impressed. I think that's a lot of mana for a 3/3 with that. That's a lord to only, I guess, up to 2 commanders. Okay, we're gonna give a super chat to Voltlin. Fire magic. The magic of fire. Oh, I started the show with this. I'm terrified of this card, to be honest. But I started the show with this, unfortunately. We'll go give one to Lesthian. Xenos, yay, Galvos. This guy's serious. It's got basically like a lightsaber for a sword. 5 mana for a 4/4, human noble warrior. My first friend. Come here, my friend. When Xenos Ye Galvus enters, choose a creature an opponent controls. Until end of turn, creatures other than Xenos Ye Galvus and the chosen creature get -2/-2. So on choose a creature an opponent controls. So I'm giving one creature immunity. Why am I just going to give the smallest, crappiest creature immunity? When the chosen creature leaves the battlefield, oh, if they somehow die, we transform our Xenos into the Shinryu Transcendent Rival, an 8/8 dragon with flying. As this creature transforms into Shinru, choose an opponent. Burning Chains. When the chosen player loses the game, you win the game. What? We have a route to victory here. Yeah, bingo. You win the game. This card looks insane. As this creature transforms, we choose an opponent. So when the chosen player loses the game, you win the game. So effectively, I just need to beat one person. Yeah, yeah. Hilariously useless in a 1v1. Completely redundant. I beat you. I won, didn't I? It does turn. It turns the game into, well, it may not turn the game into a 1v1. It turns the game maybe into a 1v3, because as you attack one person, everyone else is actually incentivized to defend them or kill you before you win. This ability is strong. Like, it's I don't know what if effect is like this. It's sort of like Pyroclasm, but it doesn't deal damage. Can't think of a card that gives -2/-2 to everything. But it's basically 5 mana, 4/4, wipe out all the tokens and all the puny creatures on the battlefield with upside. And it can turn into a dragon that will turn the entire game into a street fight. Sternex is like, MTG will be lost. Let's enjoy last year of MTG. Well, you know how many times I've heard this over my entire life? That MTG is dying, and yet Hasbro keeps making more money. Funny how that works. Massacre Worm, there we go. 5 mana Massacre Worm, it's just like that. So it's a cheap Massacre Worm. Thing where the new set demands that you buy 20 booster boxes so you can make a deck, or that you have a copy of each card so you can use copy target library, copy target spell, and what? I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, next up, let's go to Tresaru with Jacked Reluctant Guardian. What a name. Or maybe it's Yekt. It's a 4 mana 4/3 human warrior with menace. Whenever Yekt deals combat damage to a player, you can exile it. Then return. Oh, you exile this card. So are we exiling the player? Then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Seems easy enough. So we are turning it into another saga creature. A 7/7 still with menace. So chapter 1, each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. That's fine. And same thing with chapter 2. Then chapter 3, each opponent sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice. Sorry, each opponent sacks creatures of their choice. I think this card is okay. It doesn't scream super exciting to me because it doesn't have any ETB and it's pretty expensive. Also vulnerable to like infinite removal spells. Doesn't survive even Lightning Bolt. I think they pronounce it Jet. Yeah, that makes sense to me too. Yeah, Jet. Could be Jet. Could be Jetched. Could be Yet. Yeah, Yetched. A lot of ways of pronouncing this card. Keymat, you're not late. You have arrived just in time. It's actually pronounced Ject, like eject. Doesn't die to Doomblade. You don't say. Okay, you want Cecil? Let's move on to Cecil, the black, the 1 black mana one. What does that mean? There is a Cecil here. Okay, it's a black 2/3 with Death Touch. It's legendary. This is enormous. darkness. Whenever Cecil deals damage to you... Sorry, whenever Cecil deals damage, you lose that much life. That's terrible!
No, God, please, no.
Then if your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, untap Cecil and transform it. So if you're, if we're like playing a Death Shadow deck, and we can't do a number to our own life total, we have Cecil, the Redeemed Paladin. It's starting the hero arc. 4/4 for 4/4 lifelinker, protect. Whenever Cecil attacks, other attacking creatures gain indestructible until end of turn. That's wild. That's actually pretty good. Then if your life total is less than or equal to half. I wonder if this would see play in modern, or even maybe not legacy. Maybe legacy is too powerful. But this, like, a 1 mana 2/3 blocks a lot of really relevant creatures. You've got Death Touch, so it's like almost like a removal spell. And then you yourself can get your life total to less than 10. Is it just at any moment? Oh, no, we have to deal damage. Whenever it deals damage, you lose that much life. Then if your life total... I can deal damage to a creature, though. Yeah, it's not... Oh, that's true, actually. It's not necessarily combat damage. You know, we could have put some pinging equipment or artifacts on this card. Tap and go pew, pew, pew. It's possible. Hurts when it blocks, though. Yeah. Why do I feel so much pain with Cecil? The card is... It's curious. It's a very curious card. This could be very serious. It hurts when it blocks. Well, it's probably going to hurt them more. Well, does it take that much damage? Whenever Cecil deals damage, you lose that much life. Okay, so it's only as much damage as, like, we're dealing. Seems like a great aggro card. We have Death Shadow Vehicle instant to go with it. I don't think you can play this in a Death Shadow deck, because if you flip it, then this side is going to kill the Death Shadow, because you don't want to gain life. Okay, moving on. Let's look at Feli's Alina. Alina, the Turk Recruiter. Love how she's dressing. 3 mana, 1/4 human assassin. That's cool, actually. Okay, so when Alina enters, return target non-assassin. I want to say she's the woman version of the... What is it? The game, the assassin? No. What's the game where the guy's bald? Or maybe I'm thinking of a movie, or maybe I'm thinking of both. There's like, I don't know, there's a movie or a game where there's some bald guy dressed in like a suit. I don't know if it's Assassin's Creed. Had to be an assassin the way she slays. Hitman, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah. I was thinking that she's the woman version of Hitman. When Alina enters, return target non-assassin historic card from your graveyard to your hand. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. Whenever you cast a historic spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Alina. What does that have to do with being an assassin? What does that have to do with being an assassin? Hitman and Agent 47. So maybe they're both, the game and the movie are related. She actually goes well in some Assassin's Creed commanders. It's more Assassin's Creed than Final Fantasy. Or maybe, okay, I guess this has to be a flavor thing. Was she like a detective? You return target non-assassin historic card, like artifact. I don't know what any of this has to do with being an assassin. She's part of the Turks, which is a group that does stuff, I think. In the game, she's kind of a bad assassin. She's kind of a bad assassin. She doesn't really kill anyone, just gets in their way. Okay, okay. So I guess that's how they've made the card. She just gets in everyone's way. Damn it! How do I kill? How does my gun shot bullet? The Turks are Shinra's special hit squad. Interesting, very fascinating. I don't like this card very much. Whenever you cast a historic, so you enter. It's basically like a weird slow snapcaster mage. Lil MX Doom, with Aerith, the Last Ancient. This is your new commander. You're all in already. Aerith. Sorry, not the Last Ancient, just Last Ancient. 4 mana, 3/5. Oh, I think we looked at this card the other day. Lifelink, or maybe, let's see, did we? Raise. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you gain 7 or more life this turn, return that card to the battlefield instead. I can't remember if we saw this card, or maybe we saw a card that's very similar. I think the card is great. The card is pretty big for the stats. If you are in a hardcore life gain strategy, this is... It's like Reanimator for Selesnya. That's weird, but it's possible. X gets so many cards. I think Final Fantasy VII also got a whole lot of cards. Anyway, so I'm 2 thumbs up on Aerith, the last ancient. What do we have here? Matthew Ryder. My favorite party member from 9 got a card. Freya. Freya Crescent. Oh, yeah, we saw this card. We saw this card the other day. It's going to be a very interesting Mana Dork. A new Mana Dork for the equipment decks. Do we look at Yuna? Yuna Grand Summoner. I don't think so. Okay, 4 mana for a 1/5 human cleric. Grand Summon, tap, add 1 mana of any color. When you next cast a creature spell this turn, that creature enters with 2 additional +1/+1 counters. And whenever another permanent you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, if it had 1 or more counters on it, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on target creature. This is basically like turning Affinity, sorry, not Affinity, Modular, giving Modular to the humans. So you can like rearrange, you can give human creatures the +1/+1 counters and so on. I think this card is very clunky though. But maybe the power is not in what it does, but more for its static ability. The power is probably in the static ability. That plus, you put hardened scales on the battlefield and those like counters get bigger and bigger and bigger as you start moving them around. Yeah, we did summon. We did both of those. Summon Knights of the Round and the Noodles. Did you ever look at Furion, Will Rose Warrior? Okay, Will Rose Warrior. Does not exist. Will Rose. No, look up Rose Warrior. Wild Rose Warrior. 3 mana for a 3/3 human rebel warrior. Equip creatures you control have haste. Maybe we saw this yesterday. Whenever a non-token equipment you control enters, create a token that's a copy of it, except it has this equipment's equip ability costs 2 less to activate. Sack that token at the beginning of the next upkeep. Or maybe we didn't see this. Could the equip creatures you control have haste? Sounds familiar, but not this bottom part. Oh no, I think we did see this. I did think anyhow, my question is, why does the equip creatures need haste when we have this card on the battlefield? That was my question to this card. It's going to be good for the equipment decks, that's for sure. A lot of equipment support. Fan Factor with Sphere Grid. It's a rebel. Rebel Kindred viable again. Maybe. I wonder if Lynn Civvy is going up in price as we speak. The Rebel tutor directly onto the battlefield. Sphere Grid, 2 mana enchantment. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. It's going to go great in this deck as you apply more counters to creatures. It's got unlockability. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have reach and trample. So basically support for your counters matters decks. That might actually, you know what? I once made a Pioneer Merfolk deck, and I could make these gigantic creatures, but I couldn't deal any damage. Maybe this is the card that actually saved me. Whenever you creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1. So it actually gets bigger and bigger. So as long as they have 1 counter on them, they actually work. Interesting. Lil MX Doom. Taru. Did we do this one? Taru, were you there? New commander staple, calling it now. Very likely. 2 mana for a 0/3. Yeah, the dwarf enters the battlefield. You draw a card, and target opponent may draw a card. So we're going to be doing sharesies, and whenever an opponent draws a card, if it isn't that player's turn, create a tapped treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. I think this is. I think this card is disgustingly good, and more dwarf support. People are drawing cards all the time when it's not their turn. This is going to be almost like the next. Was it Smothering Tithe? Is that what I'm thinking of? The next Smothering, it's a 2-mana Smothering Tithe. Okay. Do we need more memes? Argent says, need more memes. Suplex. Sorcery for 2 mana. It deals 3. It's a deal 3 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Or you can exile target artifact. This card is great, except that it's sorcery. I think that's the only problem with it. I think that would prevent this card. Maybe it would be a niche sideboard card if you really need to exile artifacts. Like it deals with the One Ring. A little too late. The One Ring is banned in Modern, but can deal with it. It definitely can deal with it. Suplex Train. Oh, is that like a meme? I don't know which Final Fantasy is this. Final Fantasy VI. Who would win? One human being or a train? I'm not betting on the human being, that's for sure. What a fool. I would imagine the sequel to this card is Splat. Okay, next up. See, Volton, you didn't get your card because... Oh, no, or maybe it was. Okay, hold on. We'll look up Phantom Train. Is the one the target that he's going to suplex into? Oh, is that it? Why do you want to suplex into this thing? 4 mana, 4/4 vehicle, trample, sacrifice another artifact or creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this vehicle. So is this trying to imply as we are running over creatures, it's getting bigger and stronger? It becomes a spirit artifact creature in addition to its other types until end of turn. We're running over people. Is this guy heading to his death? You would be surprised at human versus train. I would not. There's nothing surprising. He literally suplexes the train in Final Fantasy VI. It's hilarious, and it kills it. Kills the train. Trust me, I know how to suplex a train. Believe me. Benovsky says, I love Final Fantasy. The set made me joy cry. That's what we need to hear. That's what Hasbro's listening to, Benovsky. Wizards is listening very, very closely to what you're saying. Okay, we'll give this super chat to Pedgeman. Summoner's Grimoire. I don't know. Okay, let's see if we did this one. Summoner's... Works great with Furion. Yeah, I don't think we've done this one. 4 mana equipment, job select. The job select, that's the living weapon, right? Because they didn't explain it here. Equipped creature is a shaman in addition to its other types and has whenever this creature attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If that card is an enchantment card, it enters tapped and attacking. What the hell is this? Whenever this creature attacks, you just put a creature directly into play. What does this remind me of? Oh, but it is a 1/1, and it's probably going to get blocked and killed easily. So it's Elvish Piper. Okay, I guess it's just Elvish Piper. But yeah, I think it's just Elvish Piper, effectively. In a really weird form. The train also dies to a Phoenix down. Why? Because it's technically dead, then reviving it turns it to normal? Oh, I like the 100 humans versus 1 train. Or maybe even better, maybe 100 gorillas versus 1 train. I think the train would win under most circumstances. Turn 3, Furion. Turn 4, this, and then you drop 2 creatures directly on the board because they get haste. Yeah, I mean, but you can also directly plop things onto the battlefield with Elvish Piper as well, right? If you give it haste. Okay, let's get another card. Miguel. Red 8. Ugh. Red. Does this work? X, I. Oh, thank God I could look this up. Oh, we saw this card the other day. The card is very interesting. It is good. Vigilance, trample. Other modified creatures you control have vigilance and trample. And when it enters, return an aura equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, red 13. Can I find it if I look up red 13? Just out of curiosity. Does not find it. Red 13. You literally have to look up XIII. The shame. The shame of Scryfall. Note, don't Google 100 gorillas running versus a train. Not safe for work. Well, that's funny. Not saying that that card is garbage, but until they print a card that breaks better than Smothering Tithe, any cards printed that is similar to it is probably won't be played because you just play Smothering Tithe. Well, you mean this white card? Like, what's wrong with a second Smothering Tithe? You can only have one Smothering Tithe in your deck. If someone could play 2 Rhystic Studies, they do actually. This is like maybe the Mystic Remora of Rhystic Studies, you know? You'll always play with extra Rhystic Studies if you can. Okay, who doesn't have a card yet? Some of you may well go way back into the past. For some people, let's get Marmil with Papa Limo. Toto Limo. Papa Limo, Toto Limo. A 2-mana 1/2 dwarf wizard. It's legendary. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Papalimo Totolimo deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. That's already a banger ability. Pay 4, tap, sack it. Each opponent who lost life this turn sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. Honestly, okay, that's just upside. From there, I think the gas to this card is it's a 2-mana 1/2, and as you just cast cards, you're just gaining value. And you know what it is? It's free extort. And extort is annoying. And this is free. I don't have to pay any mana to extort my opponents. And imagine putting this in an extort deck. Then we'd be cooking. Oh, we got Christopher B hasn't got a card yet. I gave Christopher B a card. I gave Christopher B a card a million years ago. Emmett Selch. Thanks to Geroplane. Which one? Of the 3rd seat? The 3rd? What happened to the 2nd and the 1st one? 4 mana for a 3/4 Elder Wizard. Elder is a creature type. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 2 less to cast. That's sick. Whenever 1 or more opponents lose life, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile instead. Do this only once each turn. I think this has a lot of potential. I think this is good card advantage. And what's interesting is if your opponents can lose life for all sorts of reasons. They crack a fetch land, some other player attacks them, and whenever they just lose life, you actually get to enable this card. So I think it's nice. Probably more commander-ish than anything else. But still very strong. Still nice and good. Okay, Steve Cooper has a super chat. Speaking of Aerith, Sephiroth's intervention. What, when they tried to tell him, maybe you shouldn't take over the world? And a dono. Okay, we have a 4-mana instant. Destroy target creature, you gain 2 life. This is the worst card, I think, in the set. It's literally a 4-mana... It's literally a 4-mana removal spell. Doesn't even exile. Very, 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 very disappointing. Okay, we got... okay, Shinobi, you're going to get a super chat. Thanks to Steve Cooper. Fan Daniel. The Teloforio Ashian. It's a 5-mana 4/5 Elder Wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, surveil 1. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent may sacrifice a non-token creature of their choice. Each opponent who doesn't loses 2 life for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. So, and you're gonna dig through your graveyard. I mean, you're gonna dig through your deck every single time you cast an instant or sorcery spell. You surveil, so you dig further, dump more cards into the graveyard. Then they lose 2 life for each instant. Can't you just kill? So if you wipe the board, at the beginning of each end step, each opponent may sack a non-token creature of their choice. So there, you're gonna put a lot of pressure on people to keep stuff on the keep a creature on the battlefield. Because if they can't, you're gonna you might one-shot them with your graveyard. I think this is draft chaff. I think this is pretty strong. I would have to say, I probably wouldn't want to play this as my commander because then I'd be stuck in mono black. So we have someone else who says this card is insane. I mean, I could be just dead wrong. Who knows what this card is worth? Yeah, you sacrifice or else. Or you're going to get the punishment. The punishment of my graveyard. Or maybe in a mono black it's still... Oh, no, okay, I was thinking of like Necropotence and Necrodominance, but you exile cards when they go to the graveyard. 5 mana is rough, though. What, in Commander? Are you serious? 5 mana might as well be like 2 mana in Commander. 5 mana is like literally 5 mana in Commander is like basically seriously 3 mana. No way that is going to be poor. Oh, you think it's good in CDH? That's Bryce is singing high praise about Fandaniel here. Well, anyway, okay, it's going to be mixed. I think it has a lot of potential, though. Obviously, you're gonna know it when you see it. You're gonna feel it when you play against it. Let's take a look at a few more. Let's look at Sacrificial Toast. Nice avatar. Self-destruct. This message will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, how did we never go through this card? So it's a 2-mana instant. Target creature you control deals X damage to any other target and X damage to itself, where X is its power. So you can literally, people are saying this is a combo with the Cactuar. No, they're not that. Cactuar. There we go. So you attack, give it plus 9,999. And then you can instant speed self-destruct and just point it directly at your opponent. Who needs trample? Who needs combat damage? We just do it with this. So this works out perfectly well. Yeah, it's insane this wasn't a card yet. And people are super hyped for this card. Target creature you control... it probably is going to see play in multiple formats. Like this is... I imagine this plus Slickshot Show Off. Deals X damage to any target and X damage to itself. Like, assuming the road is blocked. No, maybe the Slickshot Show Off decks may not want to play with this card. Or maybe they do. I don't know. It is it will get around certain effects. Because you can directly deal damage to people. You could also cast, I guess, in response to removal on your creature, too. You're going to kill my creature? Well... I'm just going to self-destruct instead. Nasty with Screaming Nemesis. Oh, for sure. Good with a Tog. More. Oh, yeah, this bag. Yeah, I didn't think about that, Shinobi. I guess it's just another Fling. Was Fling always instant speed? I think Fling was always... I think Fling is instant speed. Yeah, Fling is instant speed. All right. You know what? I never thought about that. Looked at it that way. It's just another instant speed card, or sorry, another Fling card. Well, in that case, actually, I'm less optimistic about this card now. I guess it's technically a slightly better Fling, or is it slightly worse? Target creature you control deals X damage to any target. Oh, it's worse. Yeah, I was about just as Argentina saying, Fling is better since they can't kill your creature in response. Oh, poo. Self-destruct, already self-destruct. So at a competitive level, this is not going to see any play. But at a casual level, I think it's going to see a lot of play. Yeah, weaker to removal. I mean, way weaker to removal. Stronger to counter spells? Ooh, someone's looking at the glass half full here. So I guess it depends on your metagame. But I would say there is more... Maybe in Commander there's more counter spells than removal overall. But in competitive play, there's definitely more removal than there are counter spells. Use it with Brash Taunter and it lives and deals double the power. There we go. I guess this is more versatile for the memes. It's more of a meme card, but it's versatile in that way. Did we? Yeah, we gave this dono away. Okay, we can look at a few more cards. Who else has a suggestion? Fan Factor, have you discussed Zidane? I don't know. Zidane the Thief. 5 mana, 3/3 human mutant scout. Looks perfectly normal. When Zidane enters, gain control of target creature an opponent controls until end of turn. Untap it, gains haste. Oh, and lifelink until end of turn. It's a new spin. Whenever an opponent gains control of a permanent from you, you create a treasure token. Hold on. Okay, yeah, we're borrowing the card and we give it back. Whenever an opponent gains control of a permanent from you, you create a treasure token. So the deal is, if we're in a I steal your stuff, you steal my stuff metagame, this card is actually good because you're gonna get like a little bit of value out of it, out of your opponent stealing some stuff. Trip Fontaine with Krill or Kryl. Oh, this is cute. You know, I feel like I want a sweater with the cat ears on it. 2 mana for a 2/1 dwarf wizard. This is a dwarf? Lifelink and Trace Aether. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may return target creature card with mana value equal to that spell's mana value from your graveyard to your hand. Do this ability only once each turn. That's value. What the hell is it? Oh, I guess it's more wizard than dwarf in this case. I think this is... I don't know. Well, what does a dwarf do? You know, when dwarfs make treasure tokens, that makes a whole lot of sense to me. Or I guess the idea is this dwarf is rummaging into the graveyard and bringing back value. It's quite a bit of value. I will say, no... it's a weird card, actually. It's like lifelink attached to it, too. Why does this card have lifelink? It must be a flavor win in some way. Because it doesn't make any other sense. It's like a weird Snapcaster Mage. A weird delayed Snapcaster Mage that also has lifelink. And you can only get a creature card, so when you cast a non-creature, you get a creature card. Oh, so they can't bounce off of each other. Otherwise, you could, like, keep playing non-creature spells and getting creature spells. Final Fantasy XIV dwarves aren't actually called dwarfed, and they're quite different cultures. What are they? Dwarf because that race is super short in the game. Oh, is it? Couldn't it be like a hobbit? Or was that just no good? Keymax, Terra Magical Adept. Three mana for a 4/2. ETB, mill 5 cards. Put up to 1 enchantment card milled this way into your hand. Oh yeah, and then you mill the rest. And then transfer 6 mana. Exile Terra and return to the battlefield. Transformed only at sorcery speed into Esper Terra. Well, that's just really weird. Esper is an actual name in Magic and has nothing to do... It actually has nothing to do with Gruul colors. This is complete... This is the most complete backwards color of all time. So for chapters 1, 2, and 3, create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary enchantment you control. It gains haste. If it's a saga, put up to 3 lore counters on it. Sack at the beginning of the next end step. Oh, we saw this card last time. And then chapter 4, yeah, add double white, blue, black, red, or green, and green. You get double Wooburg, and then you exile this thing and it comes back. There's 2 cards that have Esper in their name, and neither of them are Esper colors. What a fail. What an absolute fail on the word Esper. But that would be Wizards' fault. I bet their Esper came first. I mean, I actually don't know. Esper's been around for a very long time. Esper's been named for forever. Who wanted... Dwarf but kawaii. That's right. Cute dwarfs. It's all in the marketing. It actually produces Esper colors once you reach chapter 40. It fulfills the prophecy of Esper. Yeah, otherwise it's just Gruul Smash. What else do we have? Okay, Benjamin wants this card. Maester Seymour. 3 mana, 1/3 human elf cleric. There's elves in Final Fantasy. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to Meister Seymour's power on another target creature you control. 5 mana, monstrosity X, where X is the number of counters among creatures you control. Honestly, this seems very underwhelming. It reminds me of another card that's like at the beginning of combat on your turn, you can like buff a creature. And it's like not very interactive. It's like a bit beat down. It's like it's okay. Gray armor with Gao. Feral youth. Feral? Oh, there's a cat over here. And they're acting like a cat? So I was like, when I heard feral, I was like, don't they use that just to describe, like, you know, wild cats? 2 mana for a 2/2 human berserker with rage. When it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I guess was raised by cats at birth. At the beginning of each end step, if a card left in your graveyard this turn, Gao deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. So when it attacks, it gets bigger. Honestly, it looks like mostly a limited card. Good and limited. Don't know if it's gonna be good anywhere outside of that. How is Seymour not a zombie? I don't know. You find Gao in the game and he's been living in the wild. Oh, like Tarzan. It's basically a Tarzan card. Okay, Christopher B says we gotta trust him. Fang. Let's look up Fang. Well, we have to be more specific. So we'll look up vanilla ice. Okay, vanilla. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, we got vanilla cheerful ice. It's a 4 mana 3/2 human cleric. When vanilla enters, mill 2 cards, then return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. What? That's insane. So you mill 2 cards, and then like any permanent card in your graveyard you get. So that's nuts. At the beginning of your first main phase, if you both own and control vanilla and a creature named Fang Fearless, you may pay 5 mana. If you do, exile them. Oh, and you meld them? Ah, they brought meld back? This art looks sick, though. Okay, well, let's look up Fang. Fang Fearless. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. This ability triggers only once each turn. That's terrible. It's literally a bad version of Phyrexian Arena. But what's the backside? Okay. Can we, like... Nope, we can't do that. Okay, Beast Avatar. Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Haste. When Ragnarok dies, destroy target permanent and return target non-legendary permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. This will never transform because I'll never have both these cards. Yeah, I was saying, yeah, vanilla. It sounds like it was a play on Vanilla Ice. Ice, baby. Feral Trip says feral child is a phrase sometimes used to describe a child that grows up in the wild that doesn't necessarily relate to cats. Interesting. Okay, that's it. That's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. Final Fantasy is sick, and if we get more spoilers, I don't know how many more spoilers there are available, we can keep doing this. But as usual, to be part of the show, you got to be here 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or use Super Chat to be part of the show, or even Super Chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you very much, everyone, for being here today. People like Geroplane and Trent Sims, Benovsky, Steve Cooper, Bob Talks Bridge, always there in the background. Argentina, Lil Deadfly, Benjamin Berkey, B1. Who else is here? Millions. We had K-Mat, Fan Factor. Again, Benjamin Berkey, Christopher B, Shadow Walker, Marmil, the Geroplane, Go Jiki, and many more. Oh yeah, of course, let's not forget about Jess and Shinobi and Hexanor, Trip Fontaine. Because you are what makes the show every single day. So keep brewing up those coffees, my coffee crew, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.